A big moment. And, of course, the bad news for Tottenham is they now definitely miss out on that fourth Champions League spot in the Premier League as well. Ange Postecoglou sounded pretty frustrated after the game, didn't he?
Yeah, he's been very frustrated over the last few weeks. It was a weird, nervy, edgy malaise around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium last night. It was a bizarre atmosphere where you've got Tottenham fans celebrating Manchester City goals. And, of course, it's been the subject to most of the questioning this week in the build-up to the game. We've been speaking about it every single day. The fans have been asked about it, and it's been across social media. What do you want to happen? Ange Postecoglou has cut a frustrated figure, really, at the type of questions that he's been asked, and he's been quite clear. And I think you saw a lot from the reactions of the players. Bentancur comes off, and he is so angry and frustrated not to be involved in that game. He doesn't care about the league table. He doesn't care about Arsenal. He just wants to win for Tottenham. And that was Ange Postecoglou's mentality. Like you say, they miss out on Champions League football for next season, which is a blow, particularly with regards to finances as well. We know that being in the Champions League is worth around 40 million as a minimum for the club for next season. It's now 5 defeats in their last 6 games. They're really not ending the season in the way that you'd expect or hope, particularly off the back of their start to the campaign. And this man as well, frustration, I think, is the very least you would describe him off the back of last night. And you can see in some of his press conferences and interviews, he's not been the Ange Postecoglou that had a little bit of a kind of a smile and a spring in his step at the start of the season. Now, after the match, Ange Postecoglou was reflecting on what's been an eventful week.
I think the last 48 hours has revealed to me the foundations are fairly fragile, mate, so that's what I feel. I just think that's, like I said, the last 40 hours has revealed a fair bit to me, and that's all right. That just means I've got to go back to the drawing board with some things. Outside, inside, everywhere. It's been an interesting exercise. It's just my observations, mate. I'm not going to tell you because it's for me. I'm the one that's got to do it, so I'll probably misread the situation as to what I think's important in your endeavour to become a winning team, but that's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm just not interested, mate, you know, and maybe, maybe I'm out of step, but I just don't care. I just want to win, and I want to be successful at this football club. That's why I was bought. So what other people, how they want to feel and what their priorities are, of zero interest to me. Unless I was watching a different game, we matched it with the best team in the land for the last 4 years, unless somebody saw it differently. So, well, doesn't it sort of pan out that why wouldn't I be happy if we've matched the team that's kind of the benchmark? I mean, I don't understand. So, yeah, I was happy with the application. Of course I was. I think that was evident. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks like someone who needs a summer holiday, doesn't he? But,
definitely.
You know, it's not coming anytime soon. Lots of work to do for them still with one game to play. But Tottenham 1 game to play, that's the situation in the title race. City now have that 2-point advantage. Any hope for Arsenal fans this morning?
Let's try and give Arsenal fans some hope, although they'll be waking up this morning thinking, that's it, chance gone, another opportunity missed. It's going to be 20-plus years that we last won a Premier League title. No team has ever won the Premier League starting the final day of the season second, so that doesn't look good. Remember a couple of incidents for Manchester City where they've had a little wobble in that final match? Remember in 2012? Queen's Park Rangers, they were actually losing 2-1 at one stage, the famous one before Aguero came back late on. That's one opportunity that perhaps Arsenal fans will think, you know, could something similar happen? Back in 2022, Aston Villa were 2-0 up against Manchester City as well, before they went on to win 3-2 again. So there is a couple of games. I was looking back at some of their kind of tail end of their seasons. They lost to Brentford 1-0 last season. In 2021, they lost 3-2 to Brighton towards the end of the campaign. In 2020, they lost to Southampton 1-0. And in 2018, Manchester City drew with Huddersfield 0-0 right at the end of the season. So West Ham, you never know. David Moyes, experienced, knowledgeable. Could he have one final say in what happens before he exits the West Ham door? Be interesting to see what happens, but I think everyone is pretty much certain that Manchester City, in this gear, in this mood, the way they've been, the fact that they've hardly lost any games this season, just 3 Premier League matches, Aston Villa, Arsenal and Wolves, would suggest very favourable that they'll pick up their 4th Premier League title.